Hey, welcome to the hangar. It's been a little while since we had a video made, but we've been really busy getting a lot of things repaired, fixed, and back into service. One of the items we've been working hard at has been the Acroduster behind me, going through a number of items on it, getting it ready for our next aerobatic season, and we'll take a quick look at some of that. Okay, we've done a number of modifications in here, including reinforcing and redesigning a lot of the baffles, including this rear baffle here, as it was not withstanding the airflow pressures against it in a high-speed dive and was buckling. So that's being done, along with tidying up some wiring and getting a new exhaust built for the aircraft by veterans. Up at the front here, you can see that we have a whole new intake design. I've made this baffle temporarily for a experiment to see what it does, but it reduces the airflow by 25% going into the engine. This engine was being overcooled. And then I've got baffling made around the crankshaft and complete hat section made in there that encloses the crankcase up so that we don't lose lots of airflow around the crank and down into the lower portion of the cowl. So we'll use the air a lot more efficiently that we are intaking, and therefore we can reduce how much is going in. This thing was being massively oversupplied with air though, so we'll be very interested to see how that flight checks. Oil cooler's out right now, but it will be reinstalled in this position just so I don't make too many changes. Once I've done a test flight or two on it, oil cooler is going to get moved to the rear of the engine compartment. Intake's going to get modified to fit up in the oil cooler position, and we'll be putting a bigger oil cooler in as well. Oil temperatures are acceptable right now on it, but they do run about the limit that you'd want, and the oil cooler in this thing is smaller than you would like. So that's been a lot of work. We are doing some work on, and we're going to be replacing all of the rod ends here on the K-bind struts, as that is an issue, and an aircraft in Australia actually failed those and had an in-flight breakup. So that's something we're working at. A couple of repairs to fairings, re-rigged the wing and flying wires. I've just got myself into the wing a little bit, and sorting out some control deflection issues. I haven't quite got the same amount of control deflection either side. Cockpit, we got it fairly torn apart at the moment, and just tidying up a few bits and pieces inside. We're going to go ahead and put Insight graphic engine monitor in so that I can monitor CHTs, EGTs accurately with all these changes that I'm making. Tidy up a few other wires and bracketry. I'm going to try and make some improvements to the shoulder harness setup because that's a bit below standard. So those are the big ones there. Landing gear, I'm probably going to defer until next year. I just wanted to go to 505s to reduce weight and drag, but I think I'm into so much stuff at the moment that that's going to be a bit of a challenge. My helper's sleeping on the job. So yeah, we can see underneath here, we got the belly pan out and the big center section out here, and I'm just going through, really checking all the controls and everything. I actually found newspaper in the leading edge of the left lower wing from when it was painted. It had all the overspray and everything on it, so you know that's been missed for many years. And what else did we find? The flat on one side of the bolt head on this aileron push rod going out into the right wing was ground right off. I'm not sure why that was. There's no need for it to be that way, so we've gone ahead and got that changed as well. And here underneath the fuselage, I've got this sort of like fixed cow flap assembly, and I'm going to reduce this by 2 inches, take 2 inches of height out of here to seal that up. Because I've reduced the intake size so much, I can now reduce the exhaust size. And just for sort of clarification, you know, for this engine, I'm assuming I need about 70 inches from a theoretical point of view, 70 square inches of cooling air intaked and efficiently used in the engine. I've reduced it down to 96, and that was a 25% reduction in what it currently had. And then I need about 20% more of that on the outflow side, and so 20% more of the 96, it allows me to take 2 inches off of here. And again, that's why I want to get some accurate measurements of CHTs so that I can accurately record all that. So yeah, that's what's new in the hangar. Hopefully we'll have some videos coming soon and some test flight videos. I hope everyone's staying safe, and we look forward to getting this thing back in the air. Happy tailwinds, everyone.